Let's go Buffalo! Bet you didn't know the Bills' home of 53 years was never supposed to exist. A bribery scandal killed the real plan, a threatened move to Seattle forced a scramble, and Erie County threw together a $22 million stadium on community college land in Orchard Park because it was the only option left. What followed was 5 decades of names, Super Bowls, and heartbreak, blizzards and broken tables, and a $2.1 billion goodbye that priced out the families who had held seats since the very beginning. Here is the full story, from the last resort to the final demolition. Before Orchard Park, there was War Memorial Stadium, the rockpile they called it. Groundbreaking 1935, opened October 16, 1937. A WPA project pressed into service as the Bills' first home when the AFL launched in 1960. It held 46,000 seats. After the AFL-NFL merger in 1970, the league handed every franchise a mandate: 50,000 seats minimum or lose your franchise. War Memorial Stadium was never going to make that number. The Bills needed a new home. Erie County started studying 3 sites: a location near Hamburg, another near the University at Buffalo's North Campus in Amherst, and a downtown spot at the foot of Main Street, the Crossroads site. The downtown location died on one word: parking. That land would eventually become KeyBank Center. So the county turned hard toward Amherst, and that is when things turned criminal. Edward H. Cottrell, a West Seneca car dealer, had a pitch: 178 acres in Lancaster for a geodesic dome stadium. To help his proposal along, Cottrell allegedly handed 2 Erie County legislators, Frank Ludera and Frederick Portham, $100,000 each. Both were convicted. Both received 3-year sentences. The dome's lowest bid came in at $72 million against a $50 million county commitment, dead on arrival. And then Cottrell sued Erie County for $495 million in damages. The lawsuit took 20 years to settle. Final tab, $10.2 million plus legal fees. Erie County's credit rating took a hit it carried for years. Ralph Wilson had seen enough. January 1971, he went public. The climate for a suitable new stadium in the immediate future does not exist in Buffalo. This leaves the Bills no alternative but to move. He had already met with Seattle civic leaders. Memphis was calling. Tampa was calling. The answer arrived in April 1971, on land nobody else wanted. Erie County proposed using parcels already allocated for a community college in Orchard Park. The county legislature approved $23.5 million in September 1971. Groundbreaking, April 4, 1972. When it opened August 17, 1973, first NFL event, a preseason game, construction had come in at $22 million. Some sources say $21.5 million. Either way, open air, bare bones, built in a suburb nobody had originally chosen.
One careful reading of the stadium's origin concluded it was a last resort solution, not a good idea. 80,000 seats. And the stadium still needed a name. And here, almost by accident, Western New York helped change professional sports. Rich Products Corporation, the Buffalo-based food company, signed a deal with Erie County in 1972 before the building even opened. $1.5 million over 25 years, $60,000 a year. At the time, putting a corporation's name on a professional sports venue was essentially unheard of. What happened in Orchard Park became one of the very first documented corporate naming rights deals in professional sports, a concept that now generates hundreds of millions of dollars annually across every major league in the world. Here's the detail that got lost. Rich Products reportedly did not want to call it Rich Stadium. They wanted to name it after their coffee creamer. Coffee Rich Park, reportedly, was the preferred name. Ralph Wilson rejected it. Rich Stadium was the compromise, and the name lasted 25 years. When the deal expired, Rich Products declined to renew at the going market rate. The Bills honored their founder instead. Ralph Wilson Stadium, 1998. Wilson was still alive when they named it for him. He died March 25, 2014. The name held through 2016, when New Era Cap Company, the Buffalo-based headwear maker, signed a 7-year, $35 million deal, New Era Field. Then COVID hit. New Era asked to be released in July 2020. The two sides agreed to terminate. For one season, the stadium was just Bills Stadium. Then came Highmark Blue Cross Blue Shield of Western New York. Terms not publicly disclosed. 10-year deal, with the naming rights transferred to the new stadium, which means the building being demolished and the building that replaced it carry the same name, Highmark Stadium. Same name, different bones. But before we get to the goodbye, what did those 53 seasons actually look like? 80,000 open seats under a sky that handed you from October sunshine to a January whiteout. In the early years, this was one of the loudest buildings in the NFL. And then, starting with the 1990 season, came 4 straight AFC championship wins at home. Super Bowls 25th, 26th, 27th, and 28th. No team before or since has appeared in 4 consecutive Super Bowls. All 4 championship games were won on that Orchard Park field. All 4 Super Bowls were lost. The final home championship win, January 23, 1994. Bills 30, Kansas City Chiefs 13. Then, the drought. From the 2000 season through 2016, 17 straight years without a playoff game, the longest active non-playoff streak in North American professional sports.
Let's go Buffalo. Bet you didn't know. The stadium kept filling. The fans kept coming. December 31, 2017. Bills 22, Dolphins 16. Cincinnati beats Baltimore that same afternoon. 17 years. Over. Bills Mafia, a name Del Rey coined on Twitter in April 2011, erupted. The snow games became mythology. December 10, 2017. 16.7 inches during the game against Indianapolis. Bills won in overtime. In 2014, lake effect snow dumped up to 7 feet on Orchard Park. The Bills-Jets game was moved to Ford Field in Detroit. Bills won 38-3 anyway. The blizzard of 1977 hit in January and February. The NFL offseason, no games lost, but it sealed the identity. Buffalo weather and football were the same thing. The stadium became a monument to endurance. And the fans who built that monument are about to find out exactly what it costs. March 28, 2022. Governor Kathy Hochul and Terry Pegula announced it. A new stadium, same Orchard Park campus. Initial price, $1.4 billion. Public funding, $600 million from New York State plus $250 million from Erie County. $850 million total, described at the time as the largest public stadium subsidy in NFL history. The Pegulas committed the rest. By groundbreaking day, June 5, 2023, the number had already risen to $1.54 billion. By late 2024, north of $2.1 billion. The NFL approved the Bills to borrow an additional $650 million to cover the overrun. June 23, 2026. Ribbon cutting. Governor Hochul announced the official figure, $2.1 billion. Every dollar beyond the $850 million public cap belongs to the Pegulas. Their total contribution exceeds $1.25 billion. No roof, a full dome would have added $298 million. About 65% of seats have canopy coverage. The governor called open air part of the Buffalo bravado. The people sitting in the cold wind this November might weigh that phrase a little differently. Personal seat licenses, PSLs.
Before you can buy a ticket to a game, you buy the right to buy the ticket. Prices ranged from $1,000 in the upper deck to $50,000 for premium club seats. One family, 4 season tickets held since the 1960s, received a total PSL bill of $40,000 just to keep what they already had. Erie County Executive Mark Poloncarz said it plainly in public. It's wrong. 54,000 PSLs sold, $260 million raised, above the $225 million target. The cheapest available seats after opening ran $700 or more per game. The stadium sold out before the first snap. A lot of the people holding those seats now are not the people who were there in 1973. So what does $2.1 billion actually buy? Start with the number nobody saw coming. Fewer seats. Just over 60,000, the smallest capacity in the NFL, more than 10,000 fewer than the old place held at the end.
That was the choice. Smaller, steeper, closer. Populous, the firm behind a dozen NFL stadiums, pulled the rows in tighter and stacked the bowls steeper, so the noise that used to blow away over an open rim now has nowhere to go. A canopy covers about 2/3 of the seats. Not a dome, Buffalo said no to the dome, but enough to shield most of the crowd from the snow and hold the sound underneath. The bowl is shaped to blunt the wind coming off Lake Erie. There are heated seating areas waiting for the cold months, and the field is real grass, natural turf over a sub-air system that warms and breathes from below, with grow lights working through the Buffalo winter. Outside the northeast gate, 3 stainless steel bison, a bull, a cow, and a calf, stand guard over the family circle plaza. The NHL has already penciled in a target, a winter classic under that canopy in 2028. By every account, it is built to be one of the loudest buildings in football. The question Bills Mafia keeps asking is simpler. Will it feel like home? Power disconnected May 1st, 2026. No implosion. Contractor Breeze National is doing it mechanically, scheduled through March 2027. 900,000 square feet of steel, concrete, and memory coming down. The Wall of Fame is preserved, relocated to the Bills Operations Building. Part of the players' tunnel survives. The rest goes, and the rest is going back to fans. Brandon Steiner's Collectible Exchange, the company that handled Yankee Stadium, Texas Stadium, and Madison Square Garden, is running the sale. At Wegmans on McKinley Parkway in Hamburg, you can buy a stadium seat for $650. Turf sections, floor mats, seat backs at various Wegmans locations for under $100. 12,000 orders, more than $2 million in sales, half going to Erie County. The trough urinals, 35 of them, 8 feet long, explicitly not cleaned, are listed at $5,000 each. Bills Mafia is buying back the bones of a building where they broke their hearts for 53 years. A stadium that started as a $22 million scramble on community college land because a bribery scandal poisoned every other option. That wore 5 names while the economics of professional sports changed around it. That hosted 4 AFC championship wins and 4 Super Bowl runs and 17 years of playoff drought and snow games that became legend. That a family of 4 paid $40,000 in PSLs just to say goodbye to. On September 17, 2026, the Bills play their first regular season home game in the new Highmark Stadium against the Detroit Lions on Thursday Night Football. Same Orchard Park address, same open sky, same wind off the lake. The stadium that started as a last resort turned out to be the place where this city found itself. Did we get it right? Heard it told differently? Know a story we should tell next? The comments are yours. Then, like and subscribe. There's plenty more where this came from. And now you know. Let's go Buffalo!